Hello, putting apps and cassette decks and other audio equipment together is a good idea because apps are now available. You can do some pretty impressive stuff with your cassette deck and your hi-fi system. All you need is an indicator that something's going to happen or is happening. And that's where these apps come in. We're going to look at today is ones that take these signals in so you can tell what the signals are doing, i.e. you play back a tape and you see if it's any good. Let's get stuck into it. Coming up first. This is my Android phone, and you can see this is the one that I find is the most useful. We'll cover that one later. This one is the second most useful. This one's quite interesting. We'll start with the interesting one first then, shall we? What we have here is the Harmonicity Meter. It's available on Android. It's rather a useful thing because it gives you more than one sort of figure. Basically, you just feed in the signal from this microphone and it'll give you the frequency, it'll give you a readout of what the frequency looks like down the bottom, and it'll give you the jitter and the shimmer. Those figures are not something you'd normally associate with having audio equipment, but it is something you'd have with instruments. Jitter is deviation from the frequency and shimmer is deviation from the amplitude, both of which are useful if you're doing tapes. This jitter is the equivalent of wow and flutter. Well, it won't give you a figure that you can use to measure with, but what it does do is it gives you an indication that there's a problem, and if you compare it to a different deck, you know that you've got more or less problem. The readout gives it as a percentage, so there must be an equivalence factor there somewhere. A musician friend of mine was trying to play back something and he couldn't work out what the note was, so he used this and it told him what the note was. It gives a frequency readout and it's quite useful for that, and it also gives harmonic distortions, and because that's interesting for musicians. The only problem with this is it's only for relatively low frequencies, but if you're just looking for purity, it's a way of monitoring it. Here it is working, and you can see it's giving a display there. That was actually me just blowing a whistle, sort of as in whistling, go. So that's a good impression of me doing that, but you can see how it was responding and the sort of figures you were getting on it. So it's quite a useful piece of kit in that respect. I like it. I think it's got a lot more potential than some people would give it credit for, because of the fact that it gives you the visual display there in the blue of what the actual sound looks like, spectral analysis. And then you look at the very bottom, you can see what looks like a normal dusty trace, which is the amplitude of the signal. So overall, it's quite useful. You just got to find a use for it. But you can use it for speed checking, you can use it for purity, all around about the 1 or 2 kilohertz. On to this one, which is a frequency counter. Again, it's by Quellisoft, and it's very useful because it's quite sophisticated in actual fact. It gives you a visual display of the amplitude, and it also gives you the ability to gate it and various other things. Now, if you don't know what that means, that's fine. But essentially, if you just point it at what you want to listen to, it gives you the readout. And if you're trying to do something like Azimuth or whatever, you can use that to find out when you're at the right point, because it will be when it's the loudest. And loudest means, of course, that it's at the peak, so you can actually see what you're looking at and you can see the numbers. It's not as easy to use as a Harmonicity, but it is more flexible if you know what you're doing with it. Got one more to look at before we look at the best one. This is the oscilloscope. This oscilloscope is really an approximation of what we would use in the workshops called an oscilloscope, and you can see here it has the ability to give you the shape of waves and the height of waves and the frequency of waves. You just could use, if you know how to do a little bit of maths, this is what we were all brought up on as techs, how to read these displays. Well, it's not that difficult, but it does do a very good job. This again was just me whistling at the thing, and you can see how it gives you the different shapes and sizes and all the rest of it. If you're interested in how to read an oscilloscope, then put comments in the comments and ask the questions, and I'll see if I can do a video on it. I've got a proper scope, and I can also do it on this as well. And finally, the most useful one for cassette decks ever. Before we do that, I just want to show you this. This is a TRRS lead with 3 RCA plugs on it, and this is an attenuator. And if you use these with these apps, it makes them very much more useful, because you can override the microphone to have direct electrical connection. That's where this comes in. You can reduce the output from whatever you're measuring down to microphone level, which will then go into the phone or tablet and will give you a proper reading if that's the way you're particular app and your particular phone combination work. If you'd like to know how to make one of these, put a comment and I'll try and get back to you. And so finally, on to one of the most useful apps you can have for audio. This one is rather amazing. I have used it to detect duff motors in fridges. I have used it to detect a whistling power supply. I have used it to detect all sorts of sounds. It's amazing what you can do. You just need to apply a bit of sideways out of the box thinking and hey presto, you got something useful. It's also very useful for what it was originally designed for, which is to look at the frequency spectrum. And if you've got a reasonable phone, and I haven't, I've got a very cheap phone, but if you've got a phone that is capable of running this, you will find it's very, very useful. The trace you see here was basically a quiet room, and that's the way it comes up. That little hump around about the 14.5 kilohertz, that's the thing of my phone. It doesn't really matter because you know it's there, so you just ignore it. If you use a direct connection with that lead that I was showing you earlier on, you don't get that. You get a much more linear response. This is me whistling the 1 kilohertz kit. Now you see there's a play button on the top right hand side. That means you can actually record what's on the screen, which is how I'm showing you this. And you can see there's actually harmonics on my 1 kilohertz. I thought that's pretty accurate actually, the way I actually managed to get that, but it proves it's hard to whistle a pure tone. And this shows you what you can do when you want to do it properly. I think this one's the more interesting trace. Yeah, so that's been a bit of a march through that. If you'd like to find out anything more, there are so many other apps available, and if you've got an idea of what you want to use, you can always send me a message. I'm more than happy to try and help. There are wow flutter apps, there's all sorts of things, and there are specialist ones particularly for what you need. Anyway, there we go. As you can see, apps are very adaptable, and they're free, absolutely free on the Google Store. So there must be iOS equivalents. Anyway, like, subscribe. If you've got anything from that, please ring the notification bell, and I'll see you another time. Cheers, bye.